Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
It's the Bucky Aries.
8:07.5.
Okay, we're on. Ready to go. I'm ready.
Gotta watch the monitor.
That microphone wasn't up. Sorry,
night,
Jay.
That was
Good
Bye,
night.
Jay.
Jay Pegluca. Goodbye, Jay.
Today is the 11th day of February in the year 2020, Anno Domini.
Oh, he's got that look. Uh-oh.
This is the Den Ken's Den.
The views expressed by the host during his monologue are those solely of his own, not those of Westfield State University, the radio club of Westfield State, our underwriters, everybody that attended the Killer Queen Experience show, and, just people out there in general. And now,
People in general. Oh, no.
that's a big, long one.
Should we leave now, Bob?
Yeah.
You know what, Pete?
What's going on, Ken?
Oh, darling, the way you're looking at me right now.
It's a look of concern.
Well-
I love that cackle.
He's got this look on his face. It's so funny.
Valentine's Day is this week.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
it is. It is.
And I figured nothing much has changed with how I view this holiday. So I'm going back to my first Valentine's Day rant from 2016.
This is a
You're re-ranting?
Yeah,
I think you will find everything is still relevant.
Oh,
Recycling is good.
yes.
Just who exactly is this St. Valentine bastard? Valentine is a saint recognized by the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
One common story about St. Valentine is that in one point of his life, as the former Bishop of Turney, Narnia, and Amelia, he was on house arrest with Judge Asturias. Whilst discussing religion and faith with the judge, and I hear you whistling, whispering.
Whilst.
I changed that because I actually have while typed out. So whilst discussing religion and faith with the judge, Valentine pledged the validity of Jesus. The judge immediately put Valentine and his faith to the test. St. Valentine refused to renounce his faith and Christianity and was executed outside the Flaminian Gate on February 14th,
The Flamingo Hotel?
269.
What? The outside the what?
They weren't in Vegas, Bob.
Oh.
Another variation of the legend of St. Valentine says he refused to sacrifice to pagan gods, was imprisoned, and while imprisoned, he healed the jailer's blind daughter. On the day of his execution, he left a note to the girl signed,
Love.
"Your Valentine."
Oh.
What the hell does this have to do with how we celebrate St. Valentine's Day?
You write a note and you say, yours, your Valentine.
Why the heck are we guilted by Hallmark to give our significant others flowers, chocolates, and cards on this day? Because we let it happen. Mm-hmm. Valentine's Day is what I call one of the bastard holidays, as it does not really celebrate anything and drives the profits of those corporations that prey on the feelings of millions of people around the world. Have you seen the price of these cards?
Oh, yeah.
$5+. The stock and ink costs 10 cents. I should get into the gift card business.
Oh, I don't want to hear what it would say.
Yeah.
And bachelors like myself just end up getting slapped in the face for not being worthy of celebrating.
Oh.
This, I think, is technically bullying. I suggest a new holiday be created
What is it?
on February 15th.
Yeah, what is that?
Let's call it Deficit and Devalue Day.
What?
Oh, deficit. Devalue.
This is the day I would truly celebrate.
What would it...
This is the day I go out and buy the markdown chocolates that all the rest of you suckers paid full price for the day beforehand.
There you go.
For now,
Good.
I just want to get by this foolish holiday so I can go on to celebrate something more practical a month later.
What is it?
And I'm not talking about March 14th. Google it.
March 14th.
Just Google it.
Oh, all right.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
Your birthday.
Now, so what do you think? Nothing has changed in 5 years, right?
No.
My
You're
monologue,
older.
my monologue from 5 years ago is timeless. It is still as relevant as it was when it was penned 5 years ago. I am brilliant. Let's pay our bills. We'll be back right after this.
I love it.
Love hurts, love scars, love wounds, and mars any heart not tough or strong enough to take a lot of pain, take a lot of pain. Love is like a flood of July rain. Love hurts. Love hurts. I'm young, I know, but even so, I know a thing or two. I learned from you. I really learned a lot. Really learned a lot. Love is like a flame. It burns you when it's hot. Love hurts. Some fools think of happiness, blissfulness, togetherness. Some fools fool themselves, I guess. They're not fooling me. I know it isn't true. Love is just a lie, made to make it new. Love hurts.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Underwriting is brought to you by Boise Cascade Distribution, providing products and services needed for building material dealers, home improvement centers, and industrial customers. They offer everything from engineered wood and plywood to Drex decking and railing, James Hardie siding, and Advantech subfloor. Located at 33 Fowler Street Extension in Westfield and on the web at bc.com, they are committed to providing quality products, great service, convenience, and value.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Do you know who I am?
Kenny!
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Who the hell is that? Kenny!
Who is that?
Kenny!
Who the hell is that?
Kenny!
Who is that?
Kenny!
You're listening to Ken's Den with Ken Stonsky.
That's the fact, Jack!
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Giggity, 18 in the morning.
Kenny.
It's Kenny!
This is the 11th day of February.
February.
You know where I learned how to say February?
Was it
Go ahead and say it. In shul.
In shul.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
So I am here each and every Tuesday
you're
morning.
just as bad today. I'm leaving.
This show is going to go down really quick.
Oh, no.
Really badly.
More than usual?
I guarantee it.
More than usual.
I guarantee it. You're going to be walking out that door shaking your head in shame.
Why?
I do every morning.
Who were your guests this morning?
It has nothing to do with my guest, Bob.
Oh, it's your mood?
It has to do with... I hit the button by mistake.
Oh.
That's my button. I didn't do anything.
I blew my cue.
That's Kathy's barn speaking.
That's my barn.
Yeah.
Kitten of the Keys, Chairman Meow, Peter Coles is
we don't
over in
have
the control room. Oh, no, I came up with one.
Oh, you did? What is it?
It was a February freak of frequency modulation. Was that what it was?
The freak of frequency?
Sure.
Oh, I love it.
I'm thrilled.
The faker, F-A-K-I-R.
The faker of frequency modulation?
Yeah, faker is like, I think, something in like Turkey or something. Like it's a royalty in Turkey. F-A-K-I-R.
Oh,
the
fakar.
The fascinating foliist of February.
Foliist.
That's a good one.
What is a foliist?
You know what
Foley.
You know what
a Foley
I'm making a
artist
sound.
is?
Foliist?
Foley artist.
Oh, you always see that on movies. Foley
You
artists.
all know what that is.
Is that? Oh, that's
They make
the
the
green
sounds.
screen. Oh, Foley artists make the sound.
Foley
Or that has
artists
something to
are
do with
audio,
things?
their sound.
Oh, God.
So
Yes.
the
Like
fabulous
clapping.
foliist of February. Say that 3 times, Bob.
I'll
Or
take
say
it.
it twice.
Fabulous foliist of February.
Oh, wow.
February.
Yeah.
See, I have that. It's that BR, that sound. You know, growing up as a kid, I had trouble with my R's. So February is really February. It's a really hard. It's really hard.
I normally say it February.
February. It's hard. for me
Everyone
to
says Febu.
say.
I don't know why they just don't
February.
make it Febu. Why don't they?
What about Wednesday? Isn't
Wednesday.
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 I actually have to say it
Wednesday.
out Wednesday when I write that word.
Yeah.
Athenaeum.
Athenaeum.
There's an easier way for that.
Yeah.
Yes, you told me
Yeah,
that.
you
I
think
forgot what it was.
you think of Athena,
Yeah.
all right, and then the ending of museum.
Athenaeum. That's how.
Athena. Athenaeum?
Oh, my
No,
God.
I like Athenaeum better.
Yeah.
Never
Fascinating radio.
Sound chick.
Here she is.
And I was going to go back to side chick, and there's a reason why I'm saying side chick
Yeah.
by mistake here, because I've got some graphics coming up later that might be related to that. But Den Mother Extraordinaire, Kathy Palmer.
I'm supposed to be in control of this catastrophe, but somehow I think I've lost control.
You're
You
really
are the
not.
den mother.
As the den mother, I should be the senior. Wait a minute. No, you're a little bit older than I am, though. Not
Yeah.
much. Just a few months.
no.
Just a few months.
Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
I had no idea.
Yes. We are. I will be. You ready for this
Your
drum roll?
condolence.
And I don't care. I will be 73 in May.
Oh.
So that's what happens.
Well,
when
wait
you-
a minute.
You know what? You should take them with you to get coffee bean brown number.
Coffee bean brown number 42.
Yeah, we should
You too
see
could
what
get
happens
Coffee bean
there,
brown.
yeah.
I
number
used to be
42.
autumn brown back in New York
And I
City.
knew you when you were autumn brown.
Yeah, you did. Hey, no. Here's good news for you, Kath.
Okay.
I'm going to be 75
See,
in
you're not-
November, so I am
true.
actually 2 years older than you are.
So I take that back. He's the senior stabilizing.
He's the oldie here.
You're supposed to be the senior stabilizing presence. I think there's something really
No,
wrong
there's-
with that.
no,
It's not going to work.
There's something not right with that.
All right, then we're out of luck. Good morning, Ken. Nice to see you.
If it's
as
still
always.
morning, it feels like it should be evening.
is
by
Did you
now.
get any sleep last night at all?
It was a rough night of sleep.
Oh God,
Really?
yeah. I had
Sorry
that same
about that.
issue. I
Most
somehow in
people
my
do.
mind can't stop working at night. I mean, I think it has to do with my ADHD.
2
But,
o'clock in the morning,
yeah.
Bob. Here's what I was thinking of.
What were
At
you
2
thinking?
o'clock in the morning. I wonder where the cast of Glee is today.
Really?
2 o'clock in the morning, and then my brain is running down through the cast members of
okay.
Glee.
You know what, Kathy? At this point in time, I think you need help.
Oh my God, Kathleen, you need therapy.
And now it's time for therapy with Bob Glass.
dear.
Oh, there's the door. Come in.
Let yourself in, Kathy.
Bob, are you,
you thought
are
about-
you
you-
home?
Yes, you come right in.
You
Okay.
thought about Glee at 2 a.m.
I
This
did.
is your therapy session now.
Where
Take a
did you
sip.
want me to sit, Bob?
You may sit on my lap if you like.
No, I know better.
No.
I think I'll choose that chair over.
Bad.
Over by the
bad, very
fire.
bad. Okay, go sit
I'll
by
sit
the
by
fire.
the fire.
Sit,
Thank you,
Sit
Bob.
by the fire.
Bob, I have some real issues I want to discuss
What-
with you.
what is it, my
I'm
dear?
so upset.
What is it? What is it?
You know,
What is it?
I cannot sleep at night because I have the deepest, most serious thoughts in my head. And I'm waiting for the epiphany. But the epiphany isn't coming.
Give me some examples of these thoughts.
Oh, it's so serious.
What is it?
Where does that sock go to in the dryer? If I could solve that.
Goes into my drawer because I seem to have a collection of one sock. And I save them thinking that I'm going to be reunited. Do you have that same feeling that
Bob
you
Plass is the
feel?
sock fairy.
Do you feel as if your socks are going to be reunited
I'm just
with
so
the
troubled
twin?
by this.
Yeah.
And I lay there at night and I think, I put 4 in and only 3 come out and it's terrible and I can't sleep and I'm so upset. Okay, I'm okay, Bob. I'm okay.
Take a deep breath, Dara.
Okay, but that's only one of my issues.
What's the other one?
Well, as I said earlier, my other issue is, where's the cast of Glee?
I had that same thought the other night, and this is the truth. The other night, I was trying to name the cast of Glee, and I came
Like
up
the Seven Dwarfs.
I came up with everyone but that lovely guy who passed away, and I couldn't remember his name. And now it comes.
Finn.
Finn is played
But
by Corey.
Something.
Yeah, I know.
His last name is something.
Well, we know where
Corey
he is.
something
He's
is his last
unfortunately
name.
passed away. But where are the rest of them?
I don't know.
I
don't know. So it keeps me awake. Now, it could have something to do with I'm sort of boxed in. I woke up last night unable to go back to sleep because I had a cat hair on my neck. I'm on my side. So there's a cat on my neck. There's a cat curled up against my stomach. There's a cat curled up behind my knees. And there's a cat on my back. Do you think that could be it?
You know, Kathy, my question would be 4 cats in the bed with you? Hey,
At least they're not in the freezer yet.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Hollywood has made a movie of the cats. Of cats.
Oh, that movie, Cats.
That's got dreadful reviews.
Yes, it did.
when it comes out on Netflix or one of those platforms, I want you to watch it. I want you to look at those cats. And then I want you to think, could I have too many cats?
And what should I do if I say yes?
I think that you ought to then place those cats up for adoption.
Oh, dear.
Will that depress you at all?
They were thinking of placing me up for adoption.
That might be a better idea. Would yeah? Maybe we. Ken, would you like to adopt a young woman who's a little younger than I, who might take care of you and help you so that you don't have to go to therapy? Well, how about adopting Kathy?
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Oh, yeah.
Look at one another and try to decide who would adopt who.
Is this his prescription for your therapy?
I'm afraid it is.
So that's what you got, right?
But it's not going to help me to sleep at night, Bob.
Well, see, Ken would look up on the machine who was in the cast of the Glee and where are they now.
And
he could find that on Google for you. And he could be sitting beside your bed.
And Kathy could do that all on her own with a cat on her lap.
I could.
Yeah.
So that's not going to help me to sleep, Bob.
So
I am not paying you your
So you failed.
You did.
Oh, yeah. I did my best. That'll be $50. Put it on the bureau as you leave the room.
Ken, you didn't tell me it was going to cost me $50.
$50?
$50.
I'm not doing it. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Bye, Kathy.
Don't let that door.
You need a door
slam in
closing
your face.
sound.
you know, I do have that sound effect, but not right in front of me. It's 8:29. Almost
Another
8:29 and a half.
successful therapy session, folks.
Sure.
Bye.
All right. We have something great coming up.
What is it?
For Valentine's Day. I got into the spirit.
Tell me.
And we'll be getting to that.
Shouldn't
right
I
after
stick around for this?
Yeah, you're going to stick around for this.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Don't you feel it growing day by day? People are getting ready for the move. Some are happy, some are sad. Oh,
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
8:33 3/4. You do know
3/4. I missed it.
You
'cause
do know that
somebody was
when the monitor goes live, we're about to come on, right?
You mean we're on radio? Oh my God! And we have a guest, and
We're going to be sent to the corner, Bob.
Tell what happened. Tell when Hope came into the room and what she presented to us.
we got treats. Custom.
He doesn't even want to say that we got Valentine's.
That's right.
Well, mine's not a Valentine.
He got sugar.
It is. It's still a Valentine.
Yeah.
But they're customized for each and every one of us. And I think even Kitten of the Keys got something.
I do, but I can't put my camera up because we're all tied up with other stuff.
Oh, yeah. I gotcha. Happy Valentine's Day. You got spirit. Yours says, what? Speaking of cats.
You're me out of this world. That's
You're
so
me
cute.
out of this world.
That's so cute.
I'm so, you're my first Valentine. Hope. Be mine.
I will.
Thank you, Hope.
Oh, look.
My
That's
son
awesome.
told me I asked him the other day. I said, Ryan, are you going to be my Valentine? And I got this like really, side head, and I was like, fine.
Oh.
So my daughter said, I'll be your Valentine, Mom.
I have my cards for my kids in Wisconsin all laid out. I went out and I bought cards, and as you say, those cards kind of cost a lot, so I bought them in bulk. Mm-hmm. And so I have my 6 cards all laid out, and I've got the kids like this. They love Frozen 2, so I got little stickers for Frozen 2. And Olaf in there says, Samantha. Samantha? Who's Samantha? This is in the cartoon, remember?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, okay. So Samantha.
Where are we going with this, Bob?
I'm sending Valentine signed Samantha to the kids in Wisconsin.
That is cute.
Yeah, isn't that lovely? And I'm so thrilled because I got to get them in the mail now, because if you when you send a Valentine, what's the latest date you can send a Valentine?
Right now.
Yeah,
I have
you
to
want
send
it to be there on time. You should send it today.
Oh God, I got to go home and finish these things with James, my spouse, as well. Yeah.
So I kind of got into the spirit the other day when I was doing a little bit of prep for this train wreck. And Hope kind of brought my mood up a little bit, and I'm feeling
brings everything.
And I'm feeling a little guilty now because what I prepped might not necessarily bring the mood up.
That's okay.
What do you mean? You have some Valentines?
I made some Valentines.
Ish
Day things for each of you.
No. Oh my God, he's going to give us a Valentine.
Yeah. And
my heart
I don't know if you want it.
And and let's start with Bob.
Yeah, what are you giving me as a Valentine?
Let's take a look here. What does it say?
Hold on.
There's a heart. It kind of looks like it's bloated. Pardon my girl. Oh, thank you.
Don't give that one to James.
Pardon my girl.
There may be more for you.
Yeah, what's another one? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, that's your favorite saying.
Yes, I know. Oh my God. Only George Takei does it better.
See that?
Oh my God.
No, he's oh my.
Oh my. Oh, there we are. Okay. Oh my God, I love it. Okay. You got any others for me?
I think I thought of you one more time.
We just said... I love it. I love it. Oh, thank you.
I thought of you.
Yeah.
I I also thought of Kathy.
Yeah, yeah. So these are like these little hearts that you eat.
They're like the conversational
The Necco hearts.
Necco hearts.
Yeah, the ones that taste like chalk.
What did you get for Kathy? Kathy.
There you go.
What's it say?
Absolutely.
Cats rule.
Cats rule. They do. They know what
Man.
you're saying. They don't care.
Yeah.
Cows rule. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Where are we going with this?
What's the next one, Kat?
Cows
What
and
about my
cats rule.
poor dog?
And the final one
What is
is
it? Wait a minute. Read it forever. The
The
radio.
final one.
No, wait a minute. The radio folks need to know this.
Crazy.
Cows and cats rule was the second one. Cows and cats rule. Now,
There you
what's
go.
this one?
the final one is
Ta-da-ta-da. Crazy cat lady. I'll go with that.
Crazy. Who
There you
sleeps
go.
She sleeps with 4 cats. Amazing.
Oh, shh.
the cats allow her to sleep in the
They
same
do.
room.
They let me sleep on
They're
the
cats.
Oh,
bed. Get in there.
Oh, I got you.
Alrighty.
So I am told by my producer here that Hope actually brought some in too.
Uh-oh.
May.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I may or may not have been in the spirit.
Give me the scoop.
Give me the scoop.
Oh, I love that.
Mine are a mix of what I do for work and what I do in my
I
home life.
see that. That's a
Hope
good one.
Tremblay. Tremblay is the editor of the Westfield News.
Yeah, so my first heart is give me the scoop.
Give me the scoop.
The scoop.
Followed quickly by
Let me nap. That one may or may not have been geared toward my family.
Oh, I love it.
All right, what do we got next? I did a bunch. Front page news.
Ooh,
good
that's
one.
Good.
Thank you.
That's great.
Excellent. Like
You get
that
2
one.
scoops for that.
And,
Yeah.
Feed the kids. That one might.
Is that what
my
you
husband's
yell when you're
one.
walking out the door?
Yes, last night I did. Feed the kids. I gotta go to work.
Oh, I love it. And what's the next?
Edit me.
Edit me. Oh my God.
That would be good for me.
Oh God.
Yes.
Those are good.
Would you be able to get rid of my wattle?
Well, I can try.
Edit me, please.
And we've got do the dishes.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think a lot of people can relate to that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
We all
Yes.
can.
Yes. And
Please clean.
oh,
There's a track record here of you doing a lot of pleading.
Yes.
these are for mothers. You're doing
These
the
are
mother's
my
mother's
mom
heart-
life ones,
mother's
yes.
hearts.
I mixed them in.
Yes,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't remember if I have more.
Do you have any
No,
more?
that's it.
That was it.
All right.
That
Please
was it.
clean. Uh-huh.
So this is where I start to feel a little guilty because Bob, Kathy, even though I created them, they weren't that bad. All right,
They were really lovely.
No, they were nice.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
playful.
lovely.
And Hope, yours were awesome.
Oh, we love that. We love it.
But
Wait.
St.
Wait.
Yes,
Valentine's
wait.
Day
Yeah.
just
Tanked.
right.
Tanked.
And I was in a mood when I came up with some of these. But I also want to mention, all right, members of the community also
I
contributed
saw
to
those.
this.
Yes, I saw those.
Members
So
of the community.
a couple of these actually came from the community. They're not all mine. Most of them
Community.
are mine, but they're not all mine.
You mean people mailed you in these?
No, we put it on social media.
Oh.
They knocked on my door. Or actually, they rang my doorbell, and they came over and said, "Hey, Ken, I got an idea for you."
They slipped them under his door.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, let's see what the
Left them on his
community.
windshield.
So somebody messaged me last night. What is St. Valentine's Day Kenny style? This is it.
Meh. Meh.
Meh.
M-E-H. Meh.
Do you want to therapize
I think
that
that
one,
might
Bob?
be a real conversation heart. I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is meh.
I don't know what that says about me.
Meh.
Oh, I love it.
followed quickly by
I'm done.
It's not really in the spirit, is it?
No, it's okay. I mean, like,
It's not terrible.
uh,
I say
depends
that to
when
my kids at least once a day.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, I'm not doing that one.
Oh my God, folks!
That must be a
Maybe we won't.
Kenny,
need
is that a
this
you
for
one or is that a community one?
The rectal itch.
Thank you, Bob, for repeating that.
It's
Really.
for our radio
Could have
listeners.
just glossed over it.
Oh my God.
I did apologize up front, right?
Oh my
Yep.
God, help me. What's the next one? Oh,
Good one.
Okay, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Is that geared toward anyone sitting here in particular?
Yeah.
Not you and I. We're not boomers.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kathleen and I are boomers.
Yeah, boomers.
Gen X.
Boomers.
Also acceptable for okay boomer would be okay Karen.
Yeah. Another one.
Okay, who?
Karen.
Karen.
What's that? Okay, Karen.
She's this iconic,
Yeah. Go ahead.
iconic victim of whatever mal comment you want to make.
Karen Black?
Whatever it is.
Who
No,
is
no, it's just a name. It's just a
Generic-
boomer.
generic
It's just a
Karen.
name. Yeah, it's just a
Like
generic.
goodbye, Felicia. Same thing.
Oh, no.
Okay, Karen.
Okay,
There you
Karen.
go, see?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay,
Kenny says
gotcha.
this on a daily basis.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
That means Wednesday,
Exclamation.
Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
Wednesday,
Kathy?
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
You wish.
Good follow, Peter.
You
Good follow. For all you children out there.
I love this.
They're all
I
in
never
school,
said this
right?
show was made for children.
They're in school. They
No.
should be.
All right, so
and
what's...
it's a repeat, but I think it bears repeating.
I'm done.
I'm
Okay.
done.
All right. I mislabeled one or two of them.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's for Bob.
4 more years. Oh, my God. Oh, my.
Okay, boomer.
Oh, my. Oh, no. Oh, no. Epstein, no kill self. Oh, laughter is great here. Yes, yes. Swipe right.
Tinder much, Kenny?
Oh, my God. Oh, my. Swipe right. What's after that? Cheated on you. What is that?
Well, that's a heart you're
That
gonna
happens
love
after
getting.
swipe right.
Swipe right. Cheated on you. Oh, my
That happens
God.
after swipe right.
Yeah, yeah. All right, next taxation is theft.
Hey, Danny B chimed in.
I assume that one came from.
Everybody knew where that one came from.
Told you a couple of these came from the community.
Oh, my word. All
Hey,
right.
Bob, your buddy's out there.
Hillary is a... I'm not going to say it.
I don't.
That is not... Oh, my God.
I don't have any
help
idea
me.
how that got in there. That wasn't in the deck.
Oh, my
Yes, it was.
God.
Explain, Lucy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Explain Mar-a-Lago to me. Yes.
We're not going political
no,
here.
No,
that's
that
a
was my
joke.
heart.
All right.
If Hillary
that's funny
is the
down
correct,
there.
explain
I'm being
Miller.
very quiet.
Yes. All right. Go ahead.
Bob, you need to.
Netflix and chill. I like that one because I do that every night.
Every night.
Practically every
night.
Netflix.
You have the energy to Netflix and chill every night.
I do.
You're the man.
Do you remember 2 years ago I told you what Netflix and chill meant?
Bob is the man.
Wait a minute.
You
Is that
are
something
the
else that I
man.
know? I thought it was going on Netflix, choosing a show
You want me to
and
mute
watching
the
it.
You want me to mute the mics for about 30 seconds?
Hey, Pete, why don't you tactfully explain to Robert what Netflix and chill is, what it says right here.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's you're watching a movie, but you're amorous while you're watching said movie.
And you're high.
It's amorous activity.
You smoke weed and
Make out.
and maybe a little bit more than make out while
Amorous,
watching a movie.
amorous activity is what I used to put over the radio.
Kathleen.
What?
Do you
We're
still
too-
want a Netflix and
It
chill
doesn't
every
matter, Bob. We're too old for that.
Right,
so-
we're boomers. We're we're
You
boomers.
are Karen. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm saying
All
we
right.
don't watch Netflix. No.
This coming
Oh,
from the
Side chick, isn't
There
that
you
sweet?
go.
There's yours.
My day.
Yeah.
My
Oh
day.
gosh. All right. Pound sand.
Okay.
Do cats pound sand? Is that
No.
where we get that expression?
No,
No.
I don't. I don't know where
Where
that
do we get
comes
that
from.
expression?
it's a futile effort. Pounding
We
sand
know
is a
that,
futile effort.
but his point was, why do we say that? We know what it means. But
You're on the beach and you're pounding sand.
That's
Yeah,
a
and it
futile
doesn't
effort.
get you anywhere.
Right.
It doesn't get you anywhere.
And if you're on the beach, you could also keep walking east until your hat floats.
Okay, what's next?
All right, Bob.
And it's gone down.
Go away. Oh, my God.
I know a lot of people I'd like to give that one to.
Oh, my word.
Followed quickly by.
You suck. Oh. You know,
Well,
with you, it's
that's
very
a
interesting.
I
With you,
can't print a lot of these in the future.
No.
And if you don't get the hint on that one, there's
Drop that. Oh, my gosh. It's Valentine's Day.
Are you going to market these, Ken?
Yeah. And are there more? How
And if
many
you're-
did you do?
if you're Gordon Ramsay.
Piss off. I remember the good old days, Kathleen, when we didn't use the word suck in public or piss in public. And now
bad word.
those were bad words.
But Kenny, you forgot mine.
Yeah.
You did some for me.
Yeah.
I was going to get to it.
Yeah. Love to smoke sausage.
And take that any way you want.
That's a double entendre.
We didn't notice that, Peter. Thank you for pointing that out.
I have to because I self-deprecate.
Love to
But thank you,
smoke it.
Kenny.
Mountain Dew forever.
It makes a good rinse.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that ain't right.
All right. What's next?
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm done.
We're done. We're done. Oh, thank you for that. It was so much fun.
Bob,
Was it?
it's time
It
for
was.
you.
I have to get home because
Take
Regis and
a
Kathy
look, Bob.
Lee are on.
Regis and Kathy Lee. Where are they now? Where are those folks from Glee now? Where we start the program that way, we end the program. I'm going home to eat my chocolates.
Are you going to share?
Would that be regifting? If somebody gives you hearts.
No, if you're sharing, it's
If
not
you're sharing,
regifting.
I'm sharing.
And if you're sharing with James, you know,
Oh yeah.
that's
I'm going to bring it.
Don't share with Frankie. Chocolate wouldn't
Yeah,
be good
no,
for him.
with Frankie.
Oh, thank you, Hope. I'm putting it right here near my heart. Oh, a sweet.
that makes my heart.
Yeah, it's so good. I love all of you guys. Happy Valentine's Day, including you, Ken.
Including me, huh?
And you.
Big,
Especially you.
especially you. You're getting a big smooch from me.
Oh, look at this now.
Oh, this is perfect.
What game show does that remind you of?
Look at
The
that.
dating game.
The dating game, yeah.
Dating game. I choose. Which one are you going to choose, Ken? Bachelor number 1, 2, or 3?
I'm not a bachelor.
No, neither one of
Bachelorette.
that. Are you? Which of these 3 folks are you going to choose?
I have to ask the questions though. Couple number 1. Couple number 1.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Where is the strangest place you have ever made nookie?
you mean Bachelor number 1?
No, that's a newlywed game.
Are we supposed to answer that question?
We're not newlyweds.
I
no.
am not answering that.
That question.
On the grounds of I don't remember.
There we go.
Oh my.
Oh.
You know what would have been a really good Valentine's show
Yeah.
is if you did like a little speed dating for real.
A real.
Doesn't somebody have speed dating?
Like, we could have made
Shortstop
like real
does.
love connections.
Shortstop
you know, put
has
it out
speed
on social
dating.
media and had people.
We could have it on.
So you remember these electrocution days then?
I remember. I never participated. In
Oh.
that.
What
But
is
I
that?
Do you know-
remember.
And Kathy's looking at me like I have 2 heads.
Yeah, I know what you're
Hey,
talking
Kenny, have you been following the social media? Geraldine's is back.
Yes, we can all
The
go
Wrinkle
there.
Ranch is back.
Yeah, we can all go back.
Yay!
We
I
go
love
there and
I remember
pick up
Geraldine.
geriatric women
Yeah.
who think they're like still 40. I mean,
Oh
Hey,
my God!
hey,
The
hey,
former
wait.
maximum
Hey.
capacity is now Geraldine's.
You mean Geraldine's
lie.
in West Springfield?
Yeah,
That
but now
bar
it's in
that we used
Chicopee.
to go
Yeah.
to. Oh, it's in Chicopee now.
I
Yeah,
guess
it's the old
so.
maximum
This is the
capacity.
First I've heard.
How do you like that? And do you still stand around a piano and sing chorus line songs?
No.
I never
No,
did that
that's
at
what.
Geraldine.
Well, we did that when we were young. When I was young.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Guess
That's
it
where
depends
we
on
would
when
go.
you went there.
That's when we were
I guess-
using
no.
Nickelodeon.
Geraldine's was known for their aged, loose, drunken women.
I wasn't one.
Yep.
I was the one. I'm going home to watch Regis and Kathy Lee. Thank you, everyone. Speaking of aged women, she's lovely. She's lovely. Bye. I'll see you. See you next time.
Okay.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's.
Happy
Love
Valentine's
you all.
All right, I can go out with this. We'll be back right after this.
How much fun was that?
I found a picture of you. Oh, what hijacked my world at night to a place in the past we've been cast out of. Oh, now we're back in the fight. We're back on the train. Back on the chain gang. Circumstance beyond our control. Oh, the phone, TV, and the news of the world got in the house like a pigeon from hell. Oh, through sand in our eyes and descended like flies. Put us back on the train. Back on the chain gang. Powers that be, they force us to live like we do. Bring me to my knees when I see what they've done to you. But I'll die as I stand here today, knowing that deep in my heart they'll fall to ruin one day for making us part. I found a picture of you. Ah, those were the happiest days of my life. Like a break in the battle was your part. In the wretched life of a lonely heart. Now we're back on the train. Oh, back on the chain gang.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com. Support for Community Radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio 89.5 WSKB.
I did
it! Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
There she is, the wealthiest heiress in all of Newport.
Oh.
The holy grail for guys like us. Who is she? That's Margaret Woolworth Carrington von Schumacher Chanel Astor Livingston Comte de Saint-Exupéry Mountbatten Windsor Armani Roosevelt von Trapp Wickenham Hearst Montgomery Rothschild Johnson & Johnson Twillsworth Dolce Gabbana von Zweig Second Montgomery De La Roche Geico Vanderbilt Lannister Van Buren Butterworth How I Met Your Mother Wrigley Louise Dreyfus Ludwig Morgan Stanley Dumont Lamborghini Forbes Higby Winthrop Chanel Remy Martin Fitzwilliam Kennedy Motel 6 Fairchild Brooke Pritzker Davenport von Stolen Monty Python Ellisworth Aston Martin Haverbrook Ziff Lauder Hilton DuPont, Kincaid, Winslow, Coors, Oviatt, Marlboro, Pembroke, Huffington Bush, Mellon, Sinclair, Mellencamp, Starbucks, Van Dyke, Third Montgomery, Marriott, Barrington, Chadsworth, Big League Chew, Chesterfield, Kensington, Booth, Bishop, Longbottom, Nottingham, Meisterburger, Burgermeister, Tudor, Habsburg, Rockefeller, Onassis. My God! You mean the heir to the Woolworth Carrington von Schumacher Chanel Astor Livingston Comte de Saint-Exupéry Mountbatten Windsor Armani Roosevelt von Trapp Wickenham Hearst Montgomery Rothschild Johnson & Johnson Twillsworth Dolce Gabbana von Zweig Second Montgomery De La Roche Geico Vanderbilt Lannister Van Buren Butterworth How I Met Your Mother Wrigley Louise Dreyfus Ludwig Morgan Stanley Dumont Lamborghini Forbes Higby Winthrop Chanel Remy Martin Fitzwilliam Kennedy Motel 6 Fairchild Brooke Pritzker Davenport von Stolen Monty Python Ellisworth Aston Martin Haverbrook Ziff Lauder Hilton DuPont Kincaid Winslow Coors Oviatt Marlboro Pembroke Huffington Bush Mellon Sinclair Mellencamp Starbucks Van Dyke Third Montgomery Marriott Barrington Chadsworth Big League Chew Chesterfield Kensington Booth Bishop Longbottom Nottingham Meisterburger Burgermeister Tudor Habsburg Rockefeller Onassis Fortune? Exactly. She goes by Pip. Pip? Pip.
Pip. She goes by Pip. I played that because that was an episode where Brian was dating the older women trying to lock onto their inheritance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nod to Geraldine's.
Exactly. So you see what I did there?
I saw what you did.
And I also did that because I was up against the clock in the top of the hour, and we really didn't have time to do anything there other than that.
There you go. I love the ones that obviously don't belong. Like How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to listen.
Big League Chew.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
bam, there it is. And what?
And look at this, Kathy. Bam, there it is.
Wait.
9 o'clock on the nose.
We're good.
WSKB 89.5 FM Westfield. Top of the hour. We'll be right back.
Store, take what you want and more. Shop until you drop. Voodoo consumer, never stop. Load up on supplies. No sale, no compromise. Gun crazy down the mall. Voodoo consumer, take it all. Eat this, drink this, try this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool. Let's make it fabulous. 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 Drive me to the bank, kneel down and give me thanks. Grab your credit card, voodoo consumer, kiss me hard. Eat this, drink this, drive this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool, let's make it fabulous. Bar and take it. It's fabulous. If you can't afford to fake it, be deviously dangerous, ridiculously marvelous, meticulously treacherous, disarduously cruel. Just make it fabulous. 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 Fabulous.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
Saturdays were made for polka. Tune in to the Polka Jammer Network starting at 6 a.m. and Polka Hall of Famer Billy Bellina, Breakfast at BB at 8:30.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120
Guys,
at
do you
Westfield
like
Technical
beer?
Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Do you know what goes with polka at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Do you like beer but can't get drunk from beer? Then try new vodka beer. The can says beer, but inside is 12 ounces of carbonated vodka.
Oh.
And the best part is, your wife will never know.
Honey, I'm so proud of you, cutting down to 1 beer a night.
Take off your underwear.
That's prophetic,
She
man.
don't know.
Spike seltzers. That's
Vodka
like prophetic.
Vodka beer.
You got to mute the TV.
I
You
heard
like that little reverb?
I heard what was going on. I'm like, okay, I forgot to hit the button on the remote. Although that's a cool, hold
Got
on.
a little reverb there.
Hold on.
It is cool.
Yeah, a little reverb there.
Luke, I am your father. It didn't work that good.
Yeah, no.
No. Okay.
I could probably add that to your channel if you really want me to.
The effect?
Yeah.
I don't know how I would play with that right now.
Okay.
Sure, you'll find a way.
Good point.
So,
You
good
know
morning. It is 9:05 and blah, 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 blah. It's the 11th day of February in the year 2020.
Blah, blah, blah.
Anno Domini. This is Denken's Den. The 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock hour this week is set aside for the Westfield News radio show.
Yes, it is.
With Hope Tremblay.
Yes.
Now, I understand a few things might have changed over at the Westfield News in the past week or so. That we would most of us really wouldn't see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Most people wouldn't notice anything, but I had been sort of the title of assistant managing editor for Reminder Publications, which is the owner of the Westfield News and Penny Saver and 3 other weeklies in the area. And I'm now really focused on the Westfield News only as the editor of the Westfield News. And we have another editor from the company, Chris Mazza, who's been with us for a while. He was with the Reminder for quite a while. He's a great guy, known him for a long time, and he's going to be kind of taking over some Penny Saver operations.
Mhm.
We'll be working and communicating together on that, though, because obviously we cover Westfield and Southwick, so we're going to be working together on it. But some slight changes, so I'll be more Westfield News focused, which is lovely.
Excellent.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations are in
I
order
mean,
because that is, I consider it a promotion. I mean,
I'm still doing the same thing.
the same thing but a different title.
Titles matter.
You've gotten rid of the assistant.
Yes, I'm not an assistant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I do still have to get my own coffee. Thank God for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, you always bring in a Dunks with you.
I do.
And what
Sometimes I make it at home though.
And what
with
I'm
Dunkin'
gonna
Donuts.
ask of you is because you switched over and you're using Bob's mic now and it's a different position. There's a little thumb adjustment right here.
Where? Right here.
Yep. Loosen it up and just aim the microphone up towards your yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Okay, that's
Better?
much better.
Okay.
Do you hear that now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Much
we can
better.
hear you now.
Okay.
Bob doesn't know how to use that. He hasn't figured that out yet.
Hasn't he been doing this a while?
Yes, he still hasn't
Okay.
figured it out.
See, now we have ways.
Bob will
of-
talk on the side of the mic like this, and that's all you can hear is that.
We have ways of adjusting these now so that the arm can go low, yet the microphone stick up so that you can actually see your face on the
Nice.
camera
Well, I
now.
don't know if anyone needs to do
Yes,
that.
but you weren't here when I said that my problem was when I looked at it, he put a video up, and I'm looking at it, and I had on my black glasses. And I had it in such a place that this was cutting right across my face. So I looked like those Groucho Marx glasses you wear. And I had this big mustache. I already have the big nose. So I'm wearing colored glasses today.
That nose isn't all that big.
You do not have a big nose.
I'm wearing colored glasses today, so I don't look like Groucho Marx.
Well, they're they are red glasses.
They are.
It's appropriate for Valentine's.
It's apropos.
Yeah.
Apropos.
Yeah.
Are you skipping ours? Yeah,
and hope
I'm
you're
wearing
wearing a red top.
I am. Well, I'm usually, this is the only time, other than if you're seeing me in person, like at a meeting or an event that I'm covering, or reading my column, but this is when people get to actually see me.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd be
And in
festive.
and then in another month, you'll be able to wear that for St. Joseph's Day.
I could.
It's right after St.
I
Patrick's Day.
could. St. Patrick's Day
Yeah.
is my third favorite holiday of the year.
Really?
I love St. Patrick's Day. Yes.
That I came into this world at around dinner time on that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did your mom call you her little cabbage when you were young or something?
You know what? I'm starting to see the ads coming out now. Traditional Irish meal, corned beef and cabbage. Guess what? They don't have corned beef and cabbage in Ireland.
It's boiled potatoes.
Then where does that idea come from?
New York City.
New York?
New York City.
Yeah.
Google it. All right, corned beef and cabbage is an American
I still
Irish
enjoy
thing.
it. I don't
I
care
did
where
not
it's
know
from. I
that.
like
Yeah,
it.
but it's not a traditional Irish
it's
meal.
an Irish American tradition, perhaps.
And even though the last name is Stomsky, I'm also Irish and Scottish. So you have the Scottish, the Irish, you have the Polish. So I've got 3 of the world's 5 biggest drinkers. And my birthday falls on St. Patrick's Day, and God forbid it happens on a Friday or Saturday. Because I'm worried if I'm actually going to be conscious the following day when that happens. When the moon falls into the right orbit. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love St. Patrick's Day. I'll be setting up my St. Patrick's tree decor
So you have
this
a tree.
weekend. Yes, we do a tree because I have a lot of St. Patrick's Christmas tree ornaments, so I just use them at St. Patrick's. To decorate.
So no tree for St. Valentine's Day.
We do have a tree with hearts on it. My kids did, yes, yes.
What else does your household do for Valentine's Day?
For Valentine's Day, not a whole lot. This year, my husband and I are going out on Valentine's Day, but I'm not one of those. I don't care that much. My aunt passed away on Valentine's Day about 23 years ago, so it's it's kind of like a mixed, bittersweet kind of.
I get it because my mother was right before Christmas.
Yes.
So and you know how I act
damper
around
on
that.
it, but
Yeah.
I've never, even before that, I never was that big on Valentine's Day. I don't care. I'd rather have my husband, and he will send me flowers just cause.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that sweet?
He is. He's mostly sweet, but we are actually going out. So I texted my aunt and I said, if you don't have a Valentine's date, I have 2 really cute ones for you. So she's gonna be, she's hanging out with my kids on Valentine's Day. So we're going out.
All right. So it's actually starting to sound like she would much rather celebrate March 14th than not February 14th.
Maybe.
And again,
I'm not discussing that.
That's another shout out
I'm
to my listeners and viewers to just Google that.
I'll be celebrating March 17th. Actually,
That is a good day to
I
celebrate.
covered the Colleen Ball over the weekend, and that to me is always sort of the kickoff for me as someone who loves St. Patrick's and everything that comes with it.
You don't find
So
the
I-
whole idea of that pretentious? I mean, in today's day and age, where we should all be happy with our bodies and appearances,
It's not a
and
beauty
we're all
pageant, though.
beauty, and
It's not a beauty pageant.
really
It's
not
more
a
about
beauty-
scholarship in that one, really. It's about your
really-
Irish heritage.
It's about your heritage. Just they do this whole interview process, which is behind the scenes. That's not part of the the actual event.
Mhm.
They do it the day before.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a nice tradition. I was
Yeah, I don't see anyone who looked like they were just kicked in the face, So I don't know.
I'm not even responding to that.
Maybe because most of the girls like that when I was in high school just wouldn't talk to me. Maybe I have a little bit of resentment.
Maybe you're just bitter about that.
The whole Valentine's Day. But go ahead, you covered the.
Yeah, so I covered that, and it's always fun because I always feel like that's sort of like the start of the Irish celebrations for me. And I used to be the Holyoke Sun editor. I don't know if folks know that. For about 8 years, I worked there. Paper. And it's still around. And we had an office on High Street, so we were right by the parade.
Was Bill Dwight still involved with that when you were doing that?
No, he was never. He was the.
Was he the other Holyoke one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was never the Holyoke Sun.
All right.
But it, so I was constantly like immersed in everything Irish, and I really missed that. And Westfield has such a great Irish community too, though. So I'm looking forward to. We met. During the Colleen Ball, the Irish Man and Woman of the Year spoke, and our own parade marshal. The grand Holyoke St. Patrick's has its own parade marshal, but Westfield has one too. So I'm looking forward to covering some of those stories and getting out and seeing the float and all that.
Speaking of the float, have we gotten any intel as to what the theme might be yet?
They're so secretive about that. I'm hoping in the next week or two to sneak over there. They usually are putting together at the
kind of hoping of having an exclusive.
Yes, maybe we could go and do a story and video or something together.
So, speaking of the float that goes in the parade, have you gone to the parade or been in it?
Oh yeah, I've covered the parade many times, and I was lucky enough to have friends who live right along the parade route too. But my kids don't. My son in particular does not. He's very sensitive to sounds and crowds and things like that. So we haven't really been going. We watch it on TV. Usually we have like a watch party at my house, and we invite friends and family over. We have corned beef and cabbage, and we watch it. We usually watch it
American
together.
Irish meal. Yep.
Yeah.
I've been to the parade twice. One year it had just snowed and it was slush all over the place, and it was just miserable walking down to the street to watch it. And then the following year, that friend had moved to Holyoke, and they were right around the corner from the end of the route. So I was able to just park my car right there and walk 5 minutes. And we had tickets to then Nick O'Neill's at the end of the parade route.
Yeah.
And I think I might have seen 2 minutes of the parade go by, and then the rest of the time was just inside Nick O'Neill's, shoulder to shoulder, and the half the bands that were in the parade would walk right into the back of Nick O'Neill's at the end of the parade, just start playing in there.
Yeah.
So I was at the parade. I was at the parade and didn't even see it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And if you're, there's a big party at the warehouse at the end. Where there's like a whole floor of like a fireman's party, and then for a long time, our former state senator Mike Knappick would have a party, and
sheriff
so it's
has
a lot
a party.
of fun. Yep, the sheriff has. So it's a lot of fun. But like Westfield at the Sons of Erin, like they have a breakfast in the morning, and then everyone gets on their bus and goes, and then they come back and.
I'm going to need a media badge to go along with the camera I might carry around now and then, Pete.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm looking at my set here now.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 2 Channel 15s up now.
Yeah, but one's part of the set, along with your logo.
But one's larger than the other, and it might be driving my OCD a little crazy.
I like it.
I think it's cool.
I think it's cool.
Your logo has prominence like the American flag and the state flag.
I'll have to get you the Westfield News logo. You can put a little Westfield News Hour across the top.
We have room for that. Did you ever see some community programming things that they show on a national level, and they put like 8 different graphics up, and you could barely see the people talking, like amateurs. I think we have room for 3 or 4 more before we get up to that level. Because
it's pretty classy right
now. The thing over there and the thing over here, they're not overlaid. They're actually in the background. So I think we might be good. You know what else we're good for? We're probably good for a break, because I'm looking at the clock on the TV. It's 9:17 and a half.
And a half.
Yep. And a half. Yep.
Hit that half.
You have to be accurate.
Yep. Pete.
Turn your magic on. With me, she'd say everything you want to dream away. We are legends every day. That's what she told me. Turn your magic on. To me, she'd say everything you want to dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight. We are diamonds, and I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart underneath my skin. I feel my heart beating. You make me feel like I'm alive again. Not in this way. I'm a dreamer, died by light of day. Gonna hold up half the sky and say, only I own me. And I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart underneath my skin. Oh, I can feel my heart beating. 'Cause you make me feel like I'm alive again. Alive again. Oh, you make me feel like I'm alive again. Turn your magic on. And she'd say everything you want to dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds taking shape. We are diamonds taking shape.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
922 and 3/4.
It's just not the same.
No, it doesn't feel the
It's
same.
okay, but it's just not the same. You have to be on it.
So over the past few weeks, I've actually been dealing with a healthcare issue. Not me, but somebody else. So I wasn't able to really dive in to a lot of articles in the paper. So I kind of...
I forgive you.
I just kind of skimmed these.
Mhm.
And I meant to really get into them this weekend and just tear them apart. But this weekend was the wrap-up of, what I was dealing with personally. But... you know what you wrote about.
Mhm.
So let's find out what's up in your craw this past month. So
Wow. I thought my columns were fairly positive.
you can be up in your craw and positive,
Mhm.
just like me, right, Kathy? Because I get a lot of things up in my craw, but they're positive.
Do I have to answer that?
Is that the proverbial fishing
There
line?
it goes.
No,
I don't know how far back you got over there. What do you got?
Well, you haven't been in since the beginning of January.
Right.
So since then.
Right. So I know I wrote about,
Yeah, hovering or protecting, the fine line of parenting.
yes.
And that is a fine line. I read that. That was a great article.
Working
It's-
at a-
It's very, very true.
Working at a college? Yes, exactly.
It's very true.
Yeah.
No, at any level, Peter, it's a hard decision to make. Do you follow them?
When your
What do
kids
you
are legally
do?
adults, how far do you go? Do you run their life form from remote? No.
Oh, no.
I get a lot of that.
Goodness.
And
a lot.
And even way before college or high school, when I was young, 9 o'clock in the morning, I was told to go out and play, and I did not come home until the streetlights went on.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
now you don't even dare let little Johnny or little Miss Precious walk to the bus stop.
But you can't.
All right.
Sure you can.
It depends on how
if
far
you
your
raise
bus
them with
stop is.
street if you raise them with street smarts, yes, you can.
You can, but this column was prompted by the kidnapping of that 11-year-old girl in Springfield, and I've got an 11-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter who normally, like, honestly, if I go to like Walmart and she wants to go look at her art supplies, and I'm like, okay, I got a list, I let her. And after that, I won't let her go by herself.
Mm-hmm.
It just made me think twice. Like, you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
Hearing and
but-
thinking, they're old enough, they're smart enough, they know not to go with a
They
stranger.
know
They
enough.
to
They know
to
the
kick and
danger.
scream, but you just never know.
So
So, like,
the incident is, though, Hope, that these actual, and I don't know because I don't have the statistics, so I'm speaking off the top of my brain merely as the devil's advocate. A lot of these incidences are random, and the reality is we cannot protect our children from every single solitary issue. We just can't. I mean, let's face it, 30-year-old women get abducted in Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
They get forced into a car.
Right.
I don't know what and I agree with you because I was that mother who I worried every second of the day.
I don't actually worry.
Oh, I do.
Back in the day.
I
I
did.
don't.
It doesn't mean I followed them, but I worried about them.
Which is like that whole, like I was saying, it's a fine line. I want to have independent, street smart children, but I do worry about them, but not all day.
There was, and I think I've said this on here before, I was watching a show on TV, and I want to say it was Oprah way back when my kids were small, and it was on child abduction, like what happened in Springfield, which was dreadful, absolutely dreadful. And, we have a young man from Westfield that disappeared, and they've never found him. We know who took him, but we can't prove it. But in any event, she was interviewing the head of the state police in the state of Indiana. And Indiana at that time had the highest rate of returning children that had been abducted. And she said, "What can we do to protect our children?" And he said, "Do you really want to know the truth?" And she said, "Yes." And he said, "Nothing." Because it's so random and so out of the ordinary that honestly, it could happen in your front yard. Children have been taken from their front yard.
Yep.
It's frightening.
It's
very frightening. You were kiddingly, watch this segue. You were talking about the mating game a few minutes ago. Wasn't there? There was a serial killer. It wasn't Ted Bundy, although it might have been, who appeared on the dating game.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Who was that?
I think you're right with that one.
So you just, well, you know,
you never know.
He answered 911 calls, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
You never know who that person is.
Yep. So I've taught my kids.
His name is Alcala. Rodney Alcala.
No, that's
yes,
not
no,
it.
I'm looking it up. It legit is Rodney Alcala, sometimes called the dating game killer because of his 1978 appearance on a television show during the midst of his murder spree.
Well, while you have the interweb there, why don't you look up other celebrities that have been contestants on the dating game?
Oh yeah, I know
Okay,
there's been a few.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Let's see if we can get a
I think
couple of them.
Clooney was one of them.
Yeah.
So how do you give your child street smarts, Hope?
Right.
How
I
do you
just
do that?
It's hard today, especially with social media and with like instant news, which of course, you know, is my business, because they hear and see so much. And in a way, I think that's good because they're aware more than I was. I mean, I grew up on Granville Road, right next to the Stanley Park Wildlife Preserve. I would go play in the woods by myself. I would not.
On the bluff.
I just wouldn't
That was the
let
best
my
place
kids
to
do that,
play.
and they wouldn't want to. But I was like, I'm going to go play in the woods. You know, you just
I'd
don't
hang
do
out
that.
on the train tracks and next to the river.
Yeah,
Go Jeepers.
in a van by the river. So I just try to have them be aware of your surroundings, and you know they know they're 9 and 11. They know what strangers are. They know not to go with anybody. They know to scream really loud. I don't care. You know, I tell you to keep your hands to yourself, but if someone is trying to pull you away, kick them. You know, do whatever you can to defend yourself. So that's the best I feel like I can do.
That and the constant, you know, looking out for your kids and protecting them are one thing. The constant, nonstop coddling.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That happens. Yeah, and that happens a lot in school.
It's not healthy.
I had a mother come in, and she was wonderful, and I loved her, and I loved her kids. And she said, well, you know me, Kathy, I'm always ready to fight for my kids. And that's a comment we all make.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking, that's pretty sad that you think you have to fight for ordinary, everyday experiences.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't talking about a kid with issues. She was talking about a regular, everyday, and I'm thinking, you have to fight? What do you have to fight me? I'm not fighting you.
And I have a son who has some special needs, and he's a good advocate for himself, and that's something we've done since day one with him is trying to tell him, you know, vocalize what you need and, you know, ask to have a private conversation with the teacher and talk about what you need. And, you know, I think that's gone a long way for him. And I tell my daughter the same thing.
9:30, and that was Hope's Soapbox.
I thought we were going to talk about not going to school or work when you're sick. That was another call.
I've got those right here. Let's see, 9:30. We got 1, 2 of those.
Today's all about fudgesicles.
I'm going to do a quick break right now so we can get
Okay.
right back to things. Pete?
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com. Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Let's go out, and you walk out.
This
Let's go out.
This moment is brought to you in honor of the half hour or so that I heard of Bob's show this morning.
Uh-oh.
This waitress is prettier than my wife. I could kill my family with a knife.
Oh.
We'll sail around the world by ship. I'll give my whole wad as a tip. But first I'll kill my family with a knife.
Yes, he's gonna kill his family with a knife.
Irregardless of this waitress, I will kill them with a knife.
Hold it, stop the tape. You gonna fart in this airtight booth all night?
It wasn't me.
We're the only two people in here. Hey, Bobby, can you play back Peter's track?
This waitress is prettier than my wife.
Oh, thank God.
Come on, guys. You've been bickering all night.
Oh, God.
So that's how about half an hour of Bob's show went this morning.
I missed that.
So
Not really.
That was played in honor of the fact that he spent about half an hour on that topic. Pete had to sit through it.
Yep.
I had to listen to it at home.
Yep. That's why I brought out Real Men of Genius. I needed to lighten the mood.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think the mood is now lightened, and now we're gonna bring it down because here's something else that, a few years back, I would get sick and I would just go to the shop and fight my way through it. And next thing I knew, I was sick going on 2-3 weeks because I was constantly pushing myself. And about 2 years ago, I said to myself, Self, if I'm sick, I'm just not going to come in. I've been there since '96. I've got 24 years, and I can come in. I can not come into work. And you end up healing a lot quicker because you can just be home and you rest and you do the chicken soup and the vitamin C and you just sweat everything out of your system, and in 2 or 3 days you're better again. Until the beginning of January, I was like that. And I had no choice but to do otherwise. I had gone out to the electronics show, and my last night there, I started to get really sick. And I had to catch 12 hours worth of airplane back home the following day. I was that person on the aircraft that everyone hated. I was that butthead.
You were the cougher.
I was the sick one. Luckily, I was one of the first people on each plane, and I got the emergency row exit, and it wasn't a booked flight, so I just sat there all by myself. But I was still that person. So I bring all that up to bring this up, which was from January 27th. Sick, stay home. Right? That's one of your...
Yeah, that was one of my columns. Really, it's a reaction to what, everybody was sick. And there was a school in Holyoke that actually closed, and they had specialists come in to disinfect it. Mm-hmm. And it was just more of a commentary on what was going on at that time with the flu, which is still going on, sick kids. And I'm, once again...
You were posting that your whole house was kind of down and out.
Yeah, at one point, a couple days, but we powered through it. But I... keep the kids home if they're sick because I don't want to spread it. And my coworkers walk around go home if, I'm sick. But I'm lucky enough, as I wrote in there, I can work from home for the most part. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't get that opportunity. But what was happening, I had heard, so some school districts will send out a letter if your child is out a certain number of days saying that, warning you your kid has been out too many times and they might get DCF involved. So what's happening?
So it's not flunking them anymore. It's DCF.
Yeah. So some parents, from what I've been told from some folks, is that they will send their kid to school sick because they're scared
that their
DCF's going to come to their house. And it's no, they're really sick. Keep them home. You can explain the situation, but people are freaking out. So
that's ridiculous. Unbelievable that's the government, they're so worried that the government's going to take their kids away that they'll send their kids to school sick. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We've had a really bad flu season today. I think people might understand.
You would think, but and
I'd laugh DCF out of my front yard if they ever try to pull that junk.
Yeah, my husband works at a school in West Springfield, and his school does that. So, yep.
We're from the government, and we're here to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but so these, and I'm sure that's a small number of kids who go to school sick or because of that reason, but it's still one of those factors. Or, they send, like I said, you get sent home this letter too, just saying, by the way, Johnny and Susie have been out 6 times. Even if you have a doctor's note, it doesn't matter. It still counts against them because, that comes from the state. That's not a district policy. I'm not speaking about any particular school district. It's kind of a general thing across the board. But even in, like, the workplace, if you're working in small spaces, too, that stuff spreads everywhere. But I am lucky that I have options, and some people don't. Some people, they don't get sick time, or they get in trouble. They get their pay docked if they're out. If you're out with your kid who's sick, you're in trouble. So it's just like the society causes people to go to work or school sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
and that sucks.
Yeah. Because they're afraid, because I'm sure probably somewhere, people have abused that, so they come down with this mandate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then it hurts everybody else.
Yeah. So I'm looking up at my monitor here, and it is a new backdrop, but the more I'm looking at it, and I think you folks would agree, there's a lot of black in the background, and most of us wear a lot of black.
We're wearing black.
Yeah.
So we have floating heads.
Be gray. Maybe make it gray.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what it was that was just driving my OCD there, and it's all the black. Because
it's distracting you from my riveting conversation.
Well, Hope, you look like a head with a red
She
thing.
does have at least the red.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
And Kathy, you were just disappearing.
There was no
better.
Me. I'm still under the black. I'm still in the black.
It's also your chair too, though. Isn't that your chair showing? I don't know.
No, it's something that's on the
screen
monitor. Yeah.
You know what? I deserve Star Trek with the sound effects. Have you ever seen?
I can't find the music track.
I've never been a Star Trek fan. I like Star Wars.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do Star Trek, because I knew you were a Star
Although
Wars
when
person.
I was a kid, I was terrified because I saw the Wrath of Khan in the movie theater, and we pulled the bug out of his ear. It just grossed me out, and I've never wanted to see another until Chris Pine.
So,
and then I made
that would be worth watching.
Yes.
Yeah. So, when you saw Khan,
Mm-hmm.
was this before or after you ever saw Fantasy Island?
Oh, it was after. I used to sneak watching Fantasy Island as a kid.
Con.
Yes, I used to watch that. I wasn't supposed to because I was too young, and I would like sneak and watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
after Love Boat was Fantasy Island.
Yeah, it was Love Boat and then Fantasy
Yes.
and I forget what channel it was. About a year ago,
ABC?
Not originally, but like a year ago, they were running Fantasy Island.
Oh, like on
Yeah,
TV Land?
It might have been Cozy. Cozy might have
Could
been
be.
playing it.
Could be Cozy.
But yeah, you had the Landers sisters always
Oh,
showing
yes.
up on that.
I loved
right?
it. Always a
They were on
mystery
everything.
to solve.
The Landers
Great.
sisters with the
I'd forgotten all about that.
Love Boat. they
We're
were
dating
on,
ourselves, Ken.
Fantasy Island, the Landers sisters run.
Yep.
BJ and the Bear, the
I
A-Team,
love BJ and
Knight
the
Rider.
Bear.
They showed up on all of those.
That's funny.
Did we ever find out who else was on the dating game?
There's a whole litany of people on the dating game. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. Richard Dawson.
Yeah, I know there's some big names out there. That's why I wanted to go over it.
Farrah Fawcett, Steve Martin, Tom Selleck, John Ritter, Sally Field, Michael Jackson, Suzanne Summers, Lindsay Wagner, Dusty Springfield, and Andy Kaufman.
I remember Andy. I think he did his voice. I think he did his Latka voice.
He
when
went
he
as
did that
Latka?
one. Yeah, Ibida.
That was good.
Remember that?
I
It
do.
was Ibida.
I do.
That was a great show. Taxi.
I loved Taxi.
Oh man, the cast they had on that. And now look at what Danny DeVito is doing, which is awesome.
What is he doing?
He is on. What the hell is the
Curb
name
Your
of that?
Enthusiasm?
No. No, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's been a while though. That's not new.
Yeah, but it's quite. It's a disgusting role. I mean, that he has. Frank.
Yeah, I don't watch it
but-
regularly, but I've seen it.
Well, that show.
I don't watch anything regularly.
I'm usually not
either.
regular either. But
I just
that
binge
show
watch-
is just like Seinfeld on crack.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, I get on my Netflix binges and I watch like one series in like a week, and then I'm like, okay, now what?
Are you getting ready for Outlander?
I have not seen Outlander. We just watched the latest Lost in Space, which I'm enjoying. I'm waiting for Ozark to come back. I really like Ozark.
I've been
And
enjoying
Dead to
Schitt's
Me.
Creek.
I love that show.
And I mention that show constantly because I'm able to say it on the air.
Because what I like about it though is the whole family, all four of them are very strong. They're all in their own little world. They're hilarious.
Strong yet dysfunctional.
Oh well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Isn't that every family though? Really, in a lot of ways.
Maybe. But you get some family shows where there's good characters and bad characters. There's some you like and some if they left you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
Sort of like the older brother in what the heck was that?
And Happy Days, yes.
The older brother
He
that
just
just
disappeared.
That would be Chuck.
Yes, he was there for like the first season.
Poor Chuck,
Then
gone, gone. All of a sudden, gone.
And Married with Children, they got rid of 7.
Yeah, and in the '70s show, the daughter changed about 3 different times, and you never seemed to know who she was.
Roseanne, the daughter, changed.
Yep, and then they brought her back again.
Last Man Standing, one of the daughters is different. That's out now with Tim Allen.
The wife is different.
No.
Is it?
No, the wife is the same, but the wife is different from
I hate when they do
Tool
that.
Time. That show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Although Pam, was it Pam Richards? That actress, she did a cameo on Last
on
Man
his new
Standing,
show.
which
Yeah,
is
that's cute.
Yeah. Actually, all the kids at one point did something too.
That's funny when they do those cameos from other shows.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. The ending to the Newhart show.
Oh
Do you
yeah, that
remember
was great. Yes.
Best one ever.
Yep.
Best one ever.
You're
Do you
talking
remember that?
about
his second
Newhart.
show.
Newhart, not
the
Bob Newhart
Right,
show.
with Daryl. This
Yes.
brother
Hi,
Daryl.
I'm my name's
Larry.
Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl.
They were hilarious.
Yeah. He wakes up in bed next to
Suzanne Pleshette.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that was good. That was a lot better than finding out who shot JR.
I didn't watch. I was not allowed to watch
Dallas.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch that.
And
I
that
was
came
too
back
young.
for a while, but it didn't do well, did it?
It's on TV now.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it? How's it playing? Okay. I don't know.
Never.
I don't watch
Not
No
my
idea.
wheelhouse, son.
No idea.
9:45 3/4. Quick break, Pete, and then I have one more thing here in front of me to take up with Hope.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for ArtSpeak, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Please. I'll have water too, but with lemon.
I'll have a Sam Adams.
It's 9:30 in the morning. And don't you have an outstanding DUI?
Yeah, but I gotta get the taste of weed and hooker spit out of my mouth.
Ugh. I'll have a Sam Adams too. Samuel Adams. Always a good decision.
Ugh.
It's always a good decision.
I'm not sure it was.
You know what is a good decision, or maybe it isn't?
Segway.
Yeah. When you want to eat something made from a plant instead of the actual thing it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So
Plant-based column.
you got into the plant-based thing.
I did because I did, I like the segue with the weed. That Dunkin' commercial just cracks me up with Snoop Dogg, That was not lost on me, the humor there.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I did try that sandwich, and it just got me thinking. I was talking to a friend of mine who is vegan, and I was like, what's plant-based? Isn't that being a vegetarian or vegan? She's like, well, not quite. So I did a little research and found out it's not quite the same, because you can eat a mostly plant-based diet and still have a steak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to go one step further.
I don't know if I'm prepared for that, but
plant-based burgers, plant-based butter.
Mhm.
Okay, the companies are trying to purport the. They're trying to make this look like it's healthy, but have you actually looked at the ingredients in these things?
I just eat regular butter.
There are a lot of chemicals in there.
Yeah, to make it taste like it's
that
not a plant.
and the sodium is usually off the chart compared to what they're trying to imitate.
I do like veggie burgers. I buy those.
Okay, but it's not trying to
it's not
trying to
thing.
replace hamburger.
Right.
It's a veggie burger, and I'm fine with those.
Yeah.
Have you done the Whopper one?
No.
All right.
No.
I haven't
tried
either.
that sausage one, and it was pretty good. It's a little spicy.
And they have a chicken one now too, don't they? There's an artificial chicken
That-
too. They're working on.
There's plant-based fish around the corner.
What?
Go Google it. Go ahead, news lady.
I don't want
All right?
plant-based salmon.
I
want
just
salmon.
I just gave you your next thing.
All right, I'll check into that.
Plant-based seafood. Yeah, around the corner.
Interesting.
You're gonna see it in half a year.
Yeah, so that was just sort of I was thinking we were talking about in the office. So that's what sometimes these things are sparked by something I see online, or we're chat, or people come in and I hear what people are talking about, so I write about it.
Now, I would try it, but when I go to the supermarket, I see a package. All right, it's $7.99, and you're getting half
it's
of
more
what
expensive.
you would normally get for that. And, geez, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, it costs more to eat healthy, I guess. Or
It's expensive being vegan. Very expensive.
A 32-ounce cola is 99 cents, and a bottle of water is $1.90.
Yeah.
Right? All right, cut sliced fruit is $3.50, and a side of fries is $1.50.
True.
And you know what? I'm cheap. So, they see the belly going on here. They know that I'm going to grab the fries, over the fruit. But it happens. It happens to a lot of us.
Yeah.
We're forced into it because we're paying more for prescriptions. The cost of living is going up more than wage increases. So you take shortcuts for food.
Yeah. I'm trying to feed 5 people in my household. So.
Do you do the typical prepared dinner every night?
Most nights I cook something.
And are you able to get everyone to sit down at the same time to do it?
No. And my one of my kids is very has some food aversions, and so I'm always making 2 things almost every night. And it's not like if I put this in front of you and you're hungry, you'll eat it. He will not. It doesn't work that way. So there's always a second meal. But usually it's something easy.
You know what? That happened with me when I was younger, and when I got hungry enough, I ate it.
It's not the same.
It's not.
No?
If you have a diagnosis of something, it's different.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So this isn't just a personal preference.
No,
This
it's not
is-
that he's just picky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was picky, and
Yeah.
I did not.
No, it's not.
I was not. I was not rewarded with a French fry for eating a piece of broccoli.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Yeah. I don't remember my family. Every night sitting down at the same time for dinner when I was.
We did when I was a kid. I grew up
was
with my
different.
grandparents, and my
Yeah.
grandma. That was my grandmother cooked till I was about 14, and she decided she was retiring, And we would go out to eat several nights a week, and sometimes I would cook. I did almost all the cleaning, at that point on. But she always cooked a big family meal every Sunday, and we'd have like 15 people over every Sunday. She was a great cook. Very messy, but a good cook. I would be like, after there's salt, there's some powder. What is this? So I would go behind her and clean all the time because she was. It was.
What was one of your favorite dishes that she made?
Her carbonara.
Okay.
And she makes it it's different. Hers was different than if you go in a restaurant and order it. It was old school, very authentic. It was delicious. One of my favorites.
Pasta from scratch?
No, not
okay,
from
almost
scratch.
there.
No, she was Belgian, not she. Yeah, she was Belgian, and yeah.
Do you remember any of your favorites from when you were growing up?
Well, my mom was a great cook, and she worked full-time at Berkshire Industries, but she still cooked a dinner, and we sat down and we ate pretty much until I was in college, and then we started to go this way, that way, and every other which way. But she would make a roast beef or a spoon roast. Her spoon roast was to die for. Absolutely, but all I ever wanted to eat was spaghetti, and I still only want to eat spaghetti.
Now I'm getting hungry.
I know,
me too.
Well, that segues.
I've got the punchkis at home.
Well, that segues to today's column, which is about the Pioneer Dairy Fudgicle.
Yeah, tell me about that, because they're friends of the family.
Yeah, so I saw something online that there was a Kickstarter to bring back the Pioneer Dairy Fudgicle.
And you said it was the great. Who's doing it?
There's a story in today's paper and a column about it. So it is the great-great-grandson of Charles Nutter, who founded Pioneer Dairy. His name's Zach.
I remember him very well.
So Zach grew up at Pioneer
All
Dairy.
right, Zach is the grandson.
The great-great-grandson.
No, Zach.
he's the grandson.
Zach Colson.
Zach is the grandson. It's Charlie, and then his daughter ran it also. He
told me he was the great-great-grandson.
Maybe.
Got it in writing. So if it's incorrect, it's coming right from him.
Not that I know of.
And he's got two little boys.
She's missing a generation somewhere.
It's the great-grandson. It's the great-grandson. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It's Charles, and then his daughter, and then it's Brett and his brother, and Zach is Brett's son.
Zach's 38.
Zach is Brett. Zach is Brett Colson's son.
Yes.
So
he lives in Avalon.
Yep. He's the great-grandson.
Okay. So he had a degree.
Because there's Zach and Brett and Sarah. And they live around there. Yep.
Yeah. So he.
Are we going to have a retraction now?
I don't know. He came from him. So he has been. He said basically since they closed, he's wanted to bring back the
think he has. Yeah.
And
all right. So not the whole dairy line, but the
Fudgicles.
Right,
but specifically, at least to start. And he is looking for some help with a Kickstarter because they auctioned off, I guess, all of the equipment.
They did.
So he needs a special popsicle maker thing and a homogenizer. He's done small batches in his kitchen, and he said after many years of begging, his father gave him the original recipe and swore him to secrecy. So he is going off of that, and there's a very cute picture of his baby eating a fudgicle.
He has two sons.
In the paper today. But I just thought it just brought back memories because growing up, in Granville Road, like I said, we would go to Southwick for our ice cream treats when I was a kid, and we went to Broska's mostly. Yeah. We went to Summer House, and we went to Pioneer Dairy for fudgicles.
And the reason they're so good is because they're not made. It's not this isn't the recipe, but they're made with milk. Most of the fudgicles you get in the store are made with water.
Yeah.
But Charlie made his with milk.
Which is why he needs a homogenizer.
That is why when you look at the box of popsicle fudgicles, 90 calories each. That's it.
Right.
There's no milk in
there. They were the best. They were the best. And he used to they would be experimenting with different kinds of ice creams. And whenever he was trying a new flavor, of course, Brett would bring it up to our house to have the kids all try it.
Yeah.
The only one I wasn't keen on was the bubble gum one. Well, it had bubble gum.
I
in
just
it.
remember the fudgesicle. So
There was a cheesecake ice cream. Oh, Hope. They made a cheesecake ice cream you would swear was cheesecake.
And this always happens with Kathy. She jumps right into something and gets really into it without looking up at the monitor.
I'm watching it. 9:56.
Yeah. So check out.
No, the other monitor.
Check out today's Westfield News, and you can read a little more about that and find out how to help bring back the fudgesicles.
All right. Hope, I want to thank you for coming in this morning. I think I might be running, making the list at the end of the month.
Oh, I have to decide what our category is.
Basha needs to decide what the category is.
I won last
wasn't
time.
It?
No,
Was it you?
I won.
Okay. All right. So I'm still waiting to hear from her for
I'm
her
thinking cats.
availability. I tried to inject that topic a few months back.
Oh, no.
Next week, Chef John Slattery will be in here. He's going to be on Mass Appeal this Friday, making a Valentine's Day meal. So we'll be talking about that next week.
Romantic meats. He's got nothing.
Oh, my.
Stop.
And I'm
Stop.
sure his meat is going to be of the highest quality. It's going to be
Yes.
the best you can get, and that nobody will be able to beat his meat. So 2 weeks from now, possibly making the list. And then as we get into March, the first Tuesday of the month, Dave Flaherty will be in here. That's all the time I have for you. I'll catch you next week.
Happy Valentine's.
Where did you go?